You can feel the tension building. JP Brand is out on track and getting ready to push for their qualifying time.
It's a delicate balance between taking it easy and pushing hard. Let's see how JP Brand handles it.
The adrenaline is pumping. Jamie Nichols is on their out lap, warming up the tires and getting ready to put in a fast lap time.
They will want to get a good gap established for their first flying lap.
This is where the mental game comes into play. Francois van den Heever is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run.
This is the moment they've been preparing for. Let's see if they can execute.
Francois van den Heever crosses the start-finish line at the end of their out lap. It's all about strategy in these early moments. James Leach is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run and get everything just right. It looks like Enzo van den Heever is getting ready to make their move. They're taking their time to warm up those tires and get everything just right.
These are the moments that really matter. Let's see if Enzo van den Heever can deliver.
Blake Hurley is on their out lap. It's all about precision and speed in qualifying, and Henko van den Berg is nailing both. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. The pressure is on in this qualifying session, but Caden Scott is rising to the occasion. Tyler Scott will be looking to use this first hot lap to set a solid time in the standings. It's clear that Kenneth Ella is pushing their car to the very edge of traction on this qualifying lap.
It's always impressive to see a driver in the zone like this, Lucy. Let's see if they can maintain this pace.
Francois van den Heever is looking for ways to improve their consistency. James Leach has some work to do, as that 148.347 is only good enough for 19th. Tyrone is trying to find that extra performance. Tyrone has some work to do, as that 147.833 is only good enough for 11th. Henko van den Berg is looking for ways to improve their consistency.
Well, Lucy, they'll need to find those extra tenths of a second by pushing just a little bit harder on the braking and carrying more speed through the corners.
It's been a challenging day for John Visser in qualifying. They currently sit in 13th position, which is not reflective of their true potential. With the session nearing its end, they'll need to push hard and extract every ounce of performance to improve their result.
You're spot on, Lucy. John Visser has had a tough time in this qualifying session, but they shouldn't be counted out just yet. With their experience and the support of their team, they might find the extra speed needed to move up the grid.
Incredible performance by Danny Van Ruyen so far. They have been the benchmark in this qualification session, consistently setting fast lap times and securing the top spot. It's a commanding position for them, and their rivals will be chasing their tail. And there goes Richard Reshka, currently in position 3. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. Disappointing performance from De Van Heyman in this qualifying session. Currently in 16th position, they'll need to dig deep and find some extra speed to climb up the leaderboard and secure a better starting position for the race.
I couldn't agree more, Lucy. De Van Heyman is facing a tough challenge, but they are known for their fighting spirit. This qualifying session is a test of their character, and I believe they have what it takes to overcome this setback.
Impressive display by JP Brand, currently sitting in position 2. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
Absolutely, Lucy.
JP Brand will be happy having put themselves into second in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower, they need to drive smooth and smart.
You've joined us on a breezy day here at PHAKISA Freeway 36 pits, as we're getting ready to kick things off. It's JP Brand, sitting comfortably in second. On the third grid slot we have Richard Rushka.
And like many others, they are starting the race on the street's tire compound.
Holding strong in fourth place is Ernest Heather. The fifth position is occupied by Henko van den Berg.
Let's see what Henko van den Berg can do.
Caden Scott is lining up sixth. In the middle of the pack, we have Joni Geldenhuys starting from the 7th position on the grid. Sitting in 8th is Tyler Scott. As the engines roar to life, DeVan Heyman prepares to take off from the 9th position on the starting grid.
It's the street's tires for Van Heyman.
And they're off, with drivers now facing the unpredictability of the opening lap. With so many cars close together, the risk of an early accident is real.
The opening lap is often a hotbed of potential problems. The ability to steer clear of any mishaps will set the stage for a successful race.
This is going to be one hell of a race. I can already feel it.
Let's hope everyone is able to stay focused for the challenge ahead.
Virtual safety cars deployed.
Is there a better sight than a field of elite racing drivers battling for position?
With this motley bunch of drivers, there is bound to be drama. I just hope we don't miss it.
Warren Dodd is tearing up the track, making up positions like they're going out of style. As the tires come up to temp, their available grip is changing, and the drivers that manage this transition best are likely to make progress through the field. Was Tyrone trying to give their rivals a head start? They're already behind from the get-go. Every lap is an opportunity for Ernest Heather to learn just a little bit more to shave a few tenths or hundredths off their times. Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
The gap between them is just over 0.4 seconds. Can Henko van den Berg close that gap and get back in range? I can't see it happening at this point.
Get ready. Get ready.
Joni
Get
Geldenhuis
ready.
wants to find a
Going
way
green.
around Henko van den Berg.
And if you're enjoying the racing, please remember to like and subscribe.
A great pass for Joni Geldenhuis as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Henko van den Berg has lost ground. A setback for Joni Geldenhuis, who has just been passed.
That's got to be frustrating. But Johnny Geldenhuis is a skilled driver, and they have what it takes to battle their way back up the field.
We got a close battle as DeVan Heyman closes in on Wayne Midden. The action is non-stop as Jamie Nichols shadows Warren Dodd through every twist and turn, determined to claim 11th. A brilliant maneuver from Enzo van den Heever, who has just moved up the field. Hold on a moment. Looks like that's a mistake from Wihan Visagi. This could be costly. JP Brand is running fourth. They are trying to catch Henko van den Berg. He can't hold on. Wayne Midden is losing time to DeVan Heyman. Look at this, John. What a shame for Wayne Midden. They've lost P7 to DeVan Heyman, and that's got to hurt.
That's right. They've got to stay focused and not let this setback affect their mindset. Meanwhile, De Van Heyman is showing some incredible skill and determination, and is now a serious threat to the other drivers on the track.
It's a game of inches now as Francois van den Heever tails John Visser closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
That's right, Francois van den Heever is determined to pass John Visser and secure a higher position.
This one's going to be tough. James Leach is getting their elbows out, and there may not be enough time left for Gendre Bucas to make a move.
Gendre Bucas is certainly pushing all they can, but the gap might just be too much. Unless James Leach makes a mistake, it looks like they'll hold on to 17th.
Looks like we might have a great battle starting here between Tyrone in 23rd and Philip Van Staden. It's been tense with a gap of only 0.4 seconds.
Tyrone is doing a great job of defending in the lead, and Philip Van Staden is pushing hard to close the gap. It's an exciting race and it's not over yet.
A top lap time there from Henko van den Berg, setting their fastest lap of the session so far.
Things are hotting up now, Lucy, and it'll be interesting to see if they can improve further on that time.
It looks like JP Brand is pushing hard to catch up to Henko van den Berg. That's not a small gap, but JP Brand has what it takes to challenge for the position.
This is where experience comes into play. Henko van den Berg has been in this situation before and knows how to defend for position, but JP Brand is hungry for success and won't give up easily.
It's a nail-biting showdown between these three drivers. They're nose to tail, pushing their limits in every corner. In racing, anything can, and usually does, happen, especially in such an epic showdown.
And the drivers know it too, Lucy. They're giving it everything they've got, and you can see them pushing the limits of the car's capabilities.
The crowd is on the edge of their seats as Wihan Visagie in 24th chases after Philip Van Staden. The delta is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Wihan Visagie needs to find a way to close the gap.
Absolutely, Wihan Visagie in 24th will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
Seems like Renzo Scott is getting in range of Peter Geldenhuys.
It looks like they have the speed to make a move. I just hope they have the patience to do it cleanly.
Oh, the pressure is intense. These three drivers are displaying incredible skill and determination. It's like a high-speed chess match out there.
Absolutely, Lucy. The slipstream plays a crucial role in these battles. The drivers are using every trick in the book to gain an advantage while constantly evaluating when to make their move.
No room for error here. JP Brand is breathing down the neck of Henko van den Berg, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
If this battle ends in tears, it could be like watching a high-speed domino effect, but let's hope they keep it clean and avoid any unplanned games.
It's a close race between Henko van den Berg and JP Brand in third. Wayne Midden is looking for an opportunity to get round Blake Hurley. Warren Dodd seems to be putting the pressure on Joni Geldenhuys.
I might have said this before, but dog, bone, you know the rest.
A great moment for breaking news, folks. That won't be ideal for Ivan Lerm. This is where the race gets really interesting. Wayne Midden is closing in on Blake Hurley. Looks like Joni Geldenhuys is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curves aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about maintaining that fine line between speed and control.
It's an intense battle for position as Jamie Nichols tries to outmaneuver Joni Geldenhuys. This is edge-of-your-seat racing.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. I would not bet on either racer at this point, as it's too close to call.
Wayne Midden has the pedal to the metal chasing Blake Hurley. I don't think that's the fastest way around PHAKISA Freeway 36 pits. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. PHAKISA Gt will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. Look at that, Tyrone is hot on the tail of PHAKISA Gt.
Tyrone is looking to close the 0.4 second gap and make a pass.
Fantastic move from Tyrone, who has just gained a position.
That's what we like to see. Tyrone is really showing their class today.
A tough moment for Tyrone, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to 23rd. This is what racing is all about, folks. Three fearless drivers pushing their machines to the absolute limit, inches apart. Hold on to your hats, folks. Breaking news, folks. Oh dear, Renzo Scott has had an incident. The race is really heating up. Wayne Midden is hunting down Blake Hurley with everything they've got. The crowd is on their feet, roaring with excitement. It's an all-out war between these three drivers. I can only hope the netcode keeps up with their fearlessness. Oh, things are getting intense for Devan Heyman. They're sandwiched between Joni Geldenhuys and Warren Dodd, navigating this high-speed battleground. The gap to the car ahead is 0.2 seconds, while the car behind is only 0.1 seconds away. The pursuit is on. Joni Geldenhuys is closing the gap on Jamie Nichols, determined to claim P9.
It's a game of strategy now as Joni Geldenhuys hunts down Jamie Nichols. Yes, it's all about choosing the right moments to push and when to conserve energy, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike.
Robert Stoltz wants to get into James Leach's slipstream. This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. PHAKISA Gt is chasing Jandre Bucas in P20. JP Brandt is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a razor's edge between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play.
A solid performance from Enzo van den Heever, who is holding down 19th.
Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
Tyrone wants to close that gap with PHAKISA Gt.
To achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble at the boundary of disaster.
It's looking good for Tyrone, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and PHAKISA Gt. This is what separates the best from the rest. These drivers are demonstrating their racecraft, searching for any weakness to exploit. It's a true test of skill.
You hit the nail on the head, Lucy. The elite drivers truly stand out in moments like these. They have a sixth sense for identifying weaknesses and capitalizing on them with surgical precision.
The battle for 3 is heating up as JP Brand tries to catch Henko van den Berg in P3.
We'll have to wait to see if JP Brand can use the draft to their advantage, or if the lack of downforce will hinder their progress.
It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Robert Stoltz trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on James Leach. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Rising to the occasion and claiming victory would help to cement this driver's legendary status.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Jandre Bukes and Peter Geldenhuys, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
Things are heating up as Wihan Visagi tries to close the gap to Jandre Bukes. JP Brand is on a mission, chasing Henko van den Berg, who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
The mental game is just as important here. JP Brand must keep their cool while putting pressure on Henko van den Berg.
Warren Dodd is giving it their all as they chase down De Van Heyman in P7. Robert Stoltz wants to find a way round James Leach. This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit. Jandre Bukes could be looking for a way up the inside of Peter Geldenhuys. Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
It's all about finding the perfect opportunity. Henko van den Berg needs to stay patient and wait for JP Brand to make a mistake.
Wayne Midden is looking for an opportunity to get round Blake Hurley.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake. It's just a matter of who cracks first.
De Van Heyman is running 8th. They are trying to catch Warren Dodd. This is a thrilling battle as James Leach edges closer to Francois van den Heever in their fight for P16. Danny Van Ruyen is on fire in the last sector.
They'll be the ones celebrating at the finish line.
The leader has just finished the race. A fantastic result for Danny Van Ruyen. Some might say that second place is the first loser, but Ernest Heather certainly doesn't see it that way. They put in a phenomenal effort and should be proud of their impressive result.
Intense race, but Ernest Heather held their nerve and earned a great second place.
That was an outstanding performance from JP Brand. They fought hard and took the final spot on the podium.
Fantastic result.
4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th is Henko van den Berg, Wayne Midden, Blake Hurley, and De Van Heyman. Warren Dodd, Jamie Nichols, Joni Geldenhuys, and Kenneth Ella take 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Caden Scott, Tyler Scott, John Visser, and Justin Sletcher in 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Taking 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th is James Leach, Francois van den Heever, Robert Stoltz, and Enzo van den Heever. Tyrone, Peter Geldenhuys, Jandre Bucas, and Philip van Staden end in 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Ivan Lerm and Wihan Visagi claim 24th and 25th. In 26th, it's Renzo Scott. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at PHAKISA Freeway 36 pits, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The tension's building now. This is going to be another great race.
Ernest Heather is going to be starting from second. JP Brand is holding down the fort in third place. Taking the fourth spot is Henko van den Berg. Starting from the fifth position on the grid, we have Blake Hurley.
They are in a good place to mount a good challenge come the first corner.
Wayne Midden will be looking to gain ground quickly as they start from sixth on the grid.
That SSM Beetle Evo 3 looks like it has some potential.
Lining up in seventh is Devan Heyman. Starting from the eighth position, Warren Dodd will need to navigate through the field to challenge for the win.
But if they can find their rhythm early on, they could be a real threat.
And that's the race underway. Some very quick reactions there.
Maintaining composure is essential in this high-stakes environment. The ability to react and adapt will be the key to success.
All the drivers will be trying to take advantage of the pack whilst they're still bunched up.
I for one am really excited, Lucy. The rivalry between Danny Van Rooyen and Ernest Heather has been building before the race, and this is where scores are settled.
As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race.
There are a few drivers with a point to prove, and a few with some grudges to bear. Let's hope they can keep it clean.
I think passing is going to be difficult today here at PHAKISA Freeway 36 pits, so it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers get on.
The race isn't won in the first turn, but there have been plenty that have ended there, Lucy.
There's some intense battling throughout the field as everyone is feeling out the drivers around them.
I'd love to be on track burning some rubber here, Lucy.
The tensions are high, and no one will want to make a crucial mistake on the first lap. The delta between Tyler Scott in 8th and Joni Geldenhuys remains over a second, but Tyler Scott is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap. There's 1 minute left in this session to make that happen. Warren Dodd is holding 9th, but Caden Scott is right on their tail.
Surely they've got enough in the tank to pull away. Gonna be interesting to watch this battle unfold.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
And it's not just about skill and talent. It's about who has the nerves of steel to handle the pressure and make the right decisions at the right time.
The intensity is off the charts as Jamie Nichols hounds Justin Sletcher, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. Oh dear, Jamie Nichols has dropped down to 13th.
Definitely, but Jamie Nichols is a skilled driver, and they have what it takes to fight back and regain that position.
Well, it looks like we have a bit of a traffic jam on the track.
It's like rush hour out there. I mean, I know we're in a race, but can't we all just get along?
You can wish all you want, but I don't think that's how racing works, John. These drivers are here to win, and they'll do whatever it takes to get ahead.
I guess you're right, but wouldn't it be great if they all just stopped for high fives and fist bumps?
And that's the race underway. Some very quick reactions there.
Maintaining composure is essential in this high-stakes environment. The ability to react and adapt will be the key to success.
Every move counts now as Henko van den Berg works to reel in Ernest Heather and overtake for P2.
One important aspect here is choosing the right braking points. Henko van den Berg needs to be precise to avoid overshooting and losing valuable time.
Things are heating up as Ernest Heather closes in on Henko van den Berg. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. What a move! Ernest Heather has moved up to second.
Absolutely, Ernest Heather is really putting on a clinic out there, and they're making it look easy.
Heartbreak for Ernest Heather, as they slip down the field.
Sucks to be them, Lucy.
Look at that. They're trading places in every turn, a constant game of cat and mouse. Each driver knows one mistake could cost them dearly. Superb driving from Caden Scott, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
Yes, Caden Scott is driving with real focus and precision, and it's paying off.
During your racing career, John, how did you determine when it was the right time to pit for fresh tires due to tire degradation?
It was a combination of factors, Lucy. Monitoring lap times, communicating with the team about tire wear, and assessing the car's handling.
Stop the press. Tough break for Caden Scott, who has just lost a position.
That's got to hurt. Caden Scott will be kicking themselves right now.
The race is really heating up. Philip Van Staden is hunting down Jandre Bucas with everything they've got.
With just 0.4 seconds between them, Philip Van Staden will need to close the gap to have hopes of a pass.
Looks like Kenneth Ella is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about maintaining that.
Stop the press. Tough break for Caden Scott, who has just lost a position.
That's got to hurt. Caden Scott will be kicking themselves right now.
He's pulling away. Enzo van den Heever is increasing the gap to Philip Van Staden.
Yes, it's clear that Enzo van den Heever is in control out there. They're making it very difficult for Philip Van Staden to catch up.
A brilliant maneuver from Enzo van den Heever, who has just moved up the field. 3 cars, 3 different lines. They're jockeying for position, looking for any opportunity to make a move.
You're absolutely right, Lucy. The level of respect these drivers have for each other while pushing their limits is commendable. It's a testament to their professionalism and love for the sport.
Some great driving from Philip Van Staden, who has increased their lead over Wihan Visagie and is starting to put some distance between them.
That's a really strong performance from Philip Van Staden. They're not giving Wihan Visagie any chances to catch up.
Look at that. Wihan Visagie is hot on the tail of Philip Van Staden.
I would not be surprised if they get this pass completed soon.
A great moment for Wihan Visagie, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings. This is what high-octane racing looks like. Peter Geldenhuys is breathing down the neck of Wihan Visagie, not giving them any room to relax.
They say rubbing is racing, but if Peter Geldenhuys gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Wihan Visagie is right behind Peter Geldenhuys, keeping the pressure on for 20th place. Disappointing for Wihan Visagie, they now find themselves in 22nd.
Yes, but they can't give up. There's still plenty of time left in this race, and Wihan Visagie needs to stay focused and keep pushing.
The drivers have been working hard to come up with the perfect race strategy. They've been looking at the weather, the track conditions and the performance of their cars.
Now it's time to put that strategy into action and see if it pays off.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this. The pursuit is on. Wayne Midden is closing the gap on Blake Hurley, determined to claim P5.
The gap between them is now just over 0.3 seconds.
Joni Geldenhuys is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a razor's edge between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play.
The gap between Enzo van den Heever and De Van Heyman is razor thin as they vie for 15th in this nail-biting contest.
It's a battle for position as Enzo van den Heever tries to make a move on De Van Heyman. This is what racing is all about.
They're going side by side. Stop the press. Tough break for Caden Scott, who has just lost a position.
That's got to hurt. Caden Scott will be kicking themselves right now.
The pressure is on for JP Brand as they try to catch up to Henko van den Berg. The adrenaline is pumping as Joni Geldenhuys gets within striking distance of Wayne Midden in their race for sixth. Enzo van den Heever seems to be putting the pressure on Wihan Visagi.
If they get too close, they might end up taking the paint off.
Peter Geldenhuys is on a mission, chasing Enzo van den Heever, who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
This is not going to be an easy pass to make.
Great driving from Peter Geldenhuys, who has just gained a place and moved up to 18th. We often hear drivers complaining about tire graining. John, can you explain what that means and how it affects car handling?
Graining occurs when small rubber particles roll up on the tire's surface, reducing grip and negatively affecting handling. It usually happens when the tires are not in their optimal temperature window or when a driver is pushing too hard on a cold or overworked tire.
This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Wihan Visagi is chasing Warren Dodd in P20.
You can see that car bouncing around as they ride the curbs. It's a risky move that could end in disaster.
It's a battle out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. Things are heating up as Wayne Midden tries to close the gap to Joni Geldenhuys. Seems like Renzo Scott is getting in range of Ivan Lerm. A tough moment for Wayne Midden, who has just lost a plate. Hold on a moment. It looks like Wayne Midden has been called into the pits. The battle for 15 is heating up as Peter Geldenhuys tries to catch Gendre Bucas in P15.
The racing is getting tight between Peter Geldenhuys and Gendre.
Stop the press. I don't think that's the fastest way around PHAKISA Freeway 36 pits. Oh, this is getting intense. Peter Geldenhuys is just a few car lengths behind Gendre Bucas. Wow, Philip Van Staden is really pushing hard to catch up to Wihan Visagi. There's blood in the water for 18th place.
The slightest mistake from either driver could lead to a meeting with the barriers, and nobody wants an impromptu autograph session with the wall.
Oh, this is getting intense. Renzo Scott is just behind Enzo van den Heever. Every move counts now as Francois van den Heever works to reel in Renzo Scott and overtake for P22. The race is really heating up. Ernest Heather is hunting down JP Brand with everything they've got.
The gap between them is just over 0.4 seconds, which can feel like miles if you're trailing and not catching up.
This is where the race gets really interesting. John Visser is closing in on Caden Scott.
The gap between them is just over 0.3 seconds. Can John Visser close that gap and get back in range? I can't see it happening at this point.
Peter Geldenhuys needs to find some speed, or maybe get more consistent. John, they have just put in a slower lap than Warren Dodd.
Hopefully Peter Geldenhuys can find some of that time they're losing and get it back.
Stop the press. Oh dear, Peter Geldenhuys has had an incident. The action is non-stop as Renzo Scott shadows Francois van den Heever through every twist and turn, determined to claim 22nd.
You can feel the intensity in the air. The slightest mistake could cost either of them valuable time and the position.
Henko van den Berg is giving it their all as they chase down JP Brand in P2.
Don't forget the role of aerodynamics. Henko van den Berg should use slipstreaming to their advantage and close the gap to JP Brand.
We got a close battle as John Visser closes in on Caden Scott.
If John Visser gets any closer, they might as well ask Caden Scott for a piggyback ride.
Oh dear, Ivan Lerm has dropped down to 23rd. Fantastic move from Ivan Lerm, who has just gained a position. Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed. The pursuit is on. Ernest Heather is closing the gap on Henko van den Berg, determined to claim P3. This is what it's all about, folks. John Visser is in hot pursuit of Caden Scott, who's just trying to stay ahead. It's a tale of two drivers right now, with John Visser gaining places and Caden Scott losing them. Heartbreak for John Visser, as they slip down the field. This is going to be a nail-biter. Henko van den Berg is defending for their life, but Ernest Heather is right there doing everything they can to force a mistake. As we come into the final moments of this epic race, Danny Van Ruyen is in the lead. Can they stay calm and bring home the bacon? What a win! This is a historic moment for Danny Van Ruyen, who put on a masterclass in driving today. What a display of skill and precision.
You could feel the tension building throughout the race, but Danny Van Ruyen remained focused and in control. That's what separates the winners from the pack.
What a drive from JP Brand, securing a great second-place finish.
Strong work securing second place. Well done.
Impressive drive from Henko van den Berg to claim the final spot on the podium. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th sees Blake Hurley, Joni Geldenhuys, Ernest Heather, and Tyler Scott. Coming in 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th we have James Leach, Jamie Nichols, Caden Scott, and John Visser. Followed by Justin Sletcher, Devan Heyman, Tyrone, and Jandre Bucas in 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Philip Van Staden, Kenneth Ella, Enzo van den Heever, and Francois van den Heever take 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Finishing 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd is Robert Stoltz, Renzo Scott, Ivan Lerm, and Wihan Visagi. 24th is Peter Geldenhuys.